I survived 100 days in hardcore Minecraft, and here's what happened. During this video, the in-game footage, the in-game sound got corrupted, so sorry if you don't hear any in-game sound. Also, I used badlion client while playing this world, and it gave me some mods, which you may see in the video, but nothing game-breaking. When I started up the world, I noticed I had some weird mods on from badlion, so I just quickly turned those off. But after that, this playthrough started like a totally normal playthrough by punching trees. After that, I got straight to the mines and mined iron. After traveling really far and finding a village, I started laying out the floorings of my house. This would be my house for the next 100 days. After adding a frame, I started liking the house, and I was planning to add some windows. I also started a small sugarcane farm, which would expand and go all around a small lake. It was still a manual sugarcane farm. I also decided to make a wheat farm, which would turn into a carrot farm eventually for villagers. I finally added the glass windows I really wanted to my house. I got straight down to the mines and made a staircase. When I got to the mines, I mined all the resources, but here I found diamonds! It was 6 diamonds, I believe, so I was able to get a diamond pickaxe and eventually an enchanting table. Here I made the first diamond pickaxe. Then I got straight to mining obsidian so I could make a nether portal and an enchanting table. Then I mined more and found more diamonds, even without enchantments. Here this was an 8 vein and I considered myself very lucky. Here I harvested the sugarcane farm and expanded it. Here I made the enchanting table. And I also dug out a basement where I would make my level 30 enchanting table. Here I made my first nether portal. I made sure my shield was activated, but my nether spawn was safe because I had spawned in a cave. Here I started digging out a wheat farm powered by villagers, but it never worked. Here I made my first diamond axe, which would be my main weapon for the start. And then I ended up finishing off my iron axe with some tree mining. Then I went straight to the nether. I wanted to first barter with some piglins and then eventually find a fortress. So I walked across my sketchy bridge to go find some piglins. And luckily I saw some down there. I was very cautious here as I didn't want to die so early on. Here I gave all my gold that I had mined in the mines to this piglin, and he started bartering. That piglin despawned, so I decided to get a new one, but killed this child. I gave him the rest of the gold that I had mined from around the area. When I went home, I noticed I had enough leather to get myself a full enchanting table, and I also had quite a decent amount of ender pearls. Here, I didn't have enough sugarcane yet, but I started making my level 30 enchanting table. Then, I decided to go on the adventure to find a nether fortress. It was about day 5, and I was very underprepared, but I only noticed this later. Here I dug into the fortress and almost got killed by lava, but I managed to avoid it very easily. The entrance was difficult because of this magma cube and the blazes, but I eventually managed to get in. I also saw a blaze spawner in the distance, so I knew I could get there easily. But when I got to the blaze spawner, the trouble started. As soon as I got the 8 blaze rods I would need, I decided to get out of there. I went and standed on the saw that the path home was blocked up by a wither skeleton and 2 blazes. A blaze almost hit me off the fortress, but I was fine. Then a wither skeleton attacked me and did a stupid amount of damage. When I killed it, I was half health withered, so I decided to run. I boxed myself up, but the blaze still managed to hit me. I went down to half a heart and managed to regenerate health just in time. This would be the closest I would get to death for these whole 100 days. Then I got straight back in the mines and started mining for some iron and diamonds, anything I could find really. Then here I started enchanting my stuff. I got a decent enchant on my axe, but I got 2 great pickaxes, one with fortune 3 and both had efficiency 4 and unbreaking 3, I believe. Then I finally decided to add a roof above my house. This was around day 10 or day 15, something around there. Here I got some more golden apples by smelting gold, so I would be ready for the enderdragon fight. Here I made myself an anvil so I'd be able to combine and fix items. Then I got straight back in the mines. I knew I would need full diamond for the enderdragon fight, so I started mining. Here I made myself a bow. It would come in very useful. And I also had full enchanted diamond armor, which I believe was full prot 3. I also got some fireworks so I could fly back with elytra. Here I crafted the first ender eyes, with ender pearls that I bartered from the piglins. Then I threw the first ender eye. It broke, but it was fine. I had plenty of ender pearls and blaze rods. After half a day of running, I dug down, and eventually found the fortress. When I got to the portal room, I placed on all the eyes, and I saw a friend here, but I decided to jump in first. I spawned mostly encased, and was easily able to dig out. I started shooting all the crystals, but my aim was not very good. And the dragon almost killed me a few times, but nothing too crazy. After getting all the crystals, I went in melee. I couldn't hit the ender dragon at first, but then I figured it out and started axe critting him to death. When I got the few final hits, I got the achievement Free the End. I managed to kill the ender dragon. I started making a path to the dragon egg, but before that, I made sure I collected every single bit of EXP there was, even though I'd make an EXP farm in the future. I managed to get to level 66. Then I got my torches for the dragon egg. I punched it, it went away, and I placed the torch under it. I got the achievement, the next generation. Then I used my trapdoors to go inside one of these end gateways. I spotted a little island and pressed S so all the chunks would load and I wouldn't fall into the void. I saw some bigger islands, marked down the coordinates of my end gateway, and started going. After a bunch of sketchy bridging and not finding an end city, I had to go. So then I came back the next day and forgot to record. But while getting the elytra, I managed to get 2 screenshots. Of here finding the end city, and here getting the elytra and getting the achievement Sky's the Limit. Here I started re-rolling traits for a mending villager, which I had used for my failed carrot farm, but this villager would eventually die. Then I made a mob farm off camera, but it didn't seem to work very well, but I tried to AFK at it. Then I wanted to make my new gold EXP farm, so I went to the nether roof. It took me 2 ender pearls, but I managed to get up there. I marked the block that I would maybe break, and then after mining, after taking 10 minutes to mine myself a double chest of magma, I started building this gold farm. It is one of the best gold farms I've ever built, even though it barely takes any resources. Then I got straight to mining for ancient debris. I wanted to get full netherite armor and tools, so I got straight to mining. Here I managed to come out with, I believe, 20 ancient debris, which was enough, or 24 ancient debris, which was enough for me to get 2 tools and full netherite armor. When I got back home with my ancient debris, I was surprised by a zombified Hoglin. It didn't do much damage, but it surprised me, and I ran straight for my house. I tried to use my bow, but it didn't take the shots. Then I just used my door to axe it to death. Here I upgraded my diamond legs and pickaxe to netherite. I upgraded these 2 pieces because they already had mending on them. And then I went to steal some wood from a villager's house to make a smithing table. Then I went to my new villagers to get mending for the rest of my armor. I traded for emeralds with a Fletcher and then eventually got mending. But even if every item didn't have mending, I still got full netherite armor. Before upgrading my helmet and boots, I fixed them with some diamonds. I also upgraded my axe and got the achievement Cover Me with Debris. Then I used my new netherite axe to go mine some trees to get more emeralds. Then I made a Hoglin farm, which would be my food and leather farm for the rest of the 100 days and maybe more. Then I flew for quite a while and found myself a pillager outpost. I killed a raid captain and managed to get 3 achievements with 1 crossbow shot. I quickly flew back to my base so I could do this raid and get myself totems of undying. When the raid started, at the beginning it was really easy, but it would get harder. I made sure all the villagers were blocked in and couldn't get shot. The Ravagers were a pain to kill because they took so many bow shots and did so much damage, and occasionally they also hit through blocks. Here, I killed my first evoker and got my first totem of the series, which I would eventually use up. I flew away and quickly equipped it. In the next waves, I killed more and more evokers. Even though they were fast, I was able to kill them. From this raid, I got in a total of 5 totems. After killing the last raider, I got the Hero of the Village effect and achievement. Then I got straight back to mining for ancient debris. I needed this so I could make a netherite shovel, sword, and hoe. Here I made a sword and shovel, but I don't have the footage of me making the netherite hoe. But first, before making the netherite hoe, I had to go mine for diamonds because I ran out of diamonds, and I managed to find a 9 vein. Then I re-rolled a bit with my new villagers so I could get prop 4 and feather falling 3, because some of my armor pieces were still protection 3. But no success. Here I started building a new mob farm. This is a starter mob farm which I would eventually expand to become ginormous. Everybody knows this design. I could build it off my memory. Then I wanted to kill the Wither. It was one of my other goals. And here I got my first Wither skeleton skull at the fortress. But this fortress wasn't great. I knew I needed to find a new one, so I eventually did. Here I AFK'd at my new mob farm. I didn't make it XP because I already had XP gold farm, which worked great. Here I popped my first totem. I really underestimated the power of Wither skeletons. They did tons of damage. I quickly flew away and equipped another totem. Here I found a new fortress, which had way more Wither skeleton spawns. Here I was around day 80, so I wanted to kill the Wither as quickly as I could, so I wouldn't run out of days. Here I got my second Wither skeleton skull, and I got really low, but I managed to easily heal up. In this chest I also found a few diamonds, which was nice. Then here I popped another totem. Here I 1v1 this skeleton and got the last skull I would need. Here I dug a tunnel inside my mines and summoned the Wither. I put my chestplate on. I quickly ran away. I had never fought the Wither legit in hardcore, or any survival, so I had no idea what to expect. I quickly ate the golden apple and went in with my sword. I forgot the Wither flew in its first stage, so it quickly got the high ground on me and I wasn't able to hit it with my sword. I had to use my bow, but it was not very powerful, so it was hard to kill it. I quickly ate another apple because I got to half health. After getting it to half health, it regenerated and flew back up. So I had to use my bow again. But eventually got back to half health and I got a few sword hits so it wouldn't regenerate fast enough to fly back up. I didn't even look at my health here, and I just went straight for the wither. And here, I killed it. I got a nether star. As you can see, I was very excited. The wither effect here lasted quite a bit of time, but it wasn't much of a problem as I had totems. Here, I crafted I got some gold blocks and gold ingots from the gold farm so I can make the beacon base. I got straight back to the pillager outpost because I wanted to do another raid, because I had popped some totems while hunting for wither skeleton skulls. I also found a new village. The raid was relatively easy, but I popped a few totems while doing it. I ended the raid with 5 totems. Most of the pillagers were fine. It was mainly the axe guys who were annoying. Then I built an auto sorter and an auto rotten flesh and gold sword dispenser for my gold farm, so I wouldn't have any problem sorting out the gold nuggets. Then I AFK'd at the gold farm for quite a bit, until day 95 I believe. Then I got straight back to working on the mob farm. I added 3 or 4 layers, but it wasn't ready to be closed up. In the next 200 days I wanted to work on it more. And my beacon was also built above my house, which was very nice. And here it was day 100. I was proud of what I had achieved. As you can see in the F3 screen, it was day 100 and I was very excited. I saw the sun rising, looked at my house, and got a cool thumbnail shot.